Hey, what's going on? Today I'm going to show you guys how to upgrade your bearings on the boosted board. Your socket's going to be a 1/2 inch, or if you have a skate tool, that'll work. Your hex key, I believe it's a 5/64, and I got an additional hex key, a little bit smaller, to help pull out the first bearing. The bearing puller pusher doesn't work on the first bearing because of the spacer in between the bearings. It doesn't allow the balls to lock in. That's about it. Maybe a towel, wipe some stuff off, and let's get to it. First thing you're going to want to do is take your hex key, and you'll notice there's 2 spots right here. And what you're going to want to do is loosen those, maybe about 1/4 to 1/2 turn. And we'll go ahead and do that right now. I noticed that they're pretty tight, so I don't have enough torque on here. So I was just using my socket just to help me loosen it. There we go. So once you got this loose, you're going to notice that it's spring-loaded, so you can see that you can actually pull this back. You'll see the gap right here. Yeah, you're going to probably need both hands, but this whole thing right here pushes back, and that gap gets closed. And what you're going to want to do is push this back and then tighten these, and that's going to basically allow you to remove the wheel. It'll loosen the belt too. So now you can see when it's pulled back, the gap is gone, and the belt has some play in it, as opposed to this one. You see the gap, the belt's firm. You can go ahead and loosen your wheel nut. When you take the wheel nut off, right behind it is a spacer. Don't lose that. You can put that aside, and then your wheel nut. So now that you got that off, you can go ahead and push the wheel off, and you'll notice it'll come to a point where it stops. So you can see right here, it stops. So after that, as you're pulling with pressure, you can just spin, and you'll see the belt come right off. And right behind it, you'll find another wheel spacer, a washer. Sometimes this washer gets stuck on the inside, so it'll either be in there or on the axle of the truck. Go ahead and take that, put that off to the side. It. To take these bearings out, what you're going to want to do is the very center bearing spacer, that can be pushed off to the side. Once the bearing spacer is off to the side, I don't know if you can see this, what you can do is, using the end of this, you can push on the inside racer. There's a G-hoo that was removed already. You can just simply push on this inner edge, not hitting the shield. So the inside racer you can push, and the bearing will come out. There it goes. Same with the other one. So now your bearings are out. Next thing, take your new bearings. Let's go ahead and drop these in. For this, I actually used the bearing tool, presser, pusher. Drop the center in. That's it. They're in. Next thing you're going to want to do is replace your pulley bearing. Back on. Don't forget your spacer, wheel spacer. You're going to notice when this goes back on, it's going to stop. And it's basically hitting the bearing spacer. So what you can do is take a little Allen key and putting that inside there, you can wiggle it around. And that'll allow the, there it goes, make way for the axle, fit right in. And then for the belt, an easy way on this is simply to rotate it while pushing. So if you rotate, the gears will catch the belt and then go right on. Just spin it on. There it is. Next step, put your other spacer back on. Followed by the nut. Make sure the nylon is on the outside. And then you just tighten this down. Make sure not to over tighten it. If you do that, it's going to press on the hardware, wear it out, probably ruin it. So you just basically tighten this until you feel it bottom out. You just want it snug. That should be fine. Next step is to release the tension on the two bolts, and because this is spring loaded, it's going to go ahead and release and create the put the proper tension right on the belt, making it easy. You don't need to adjust the tension. So release one. Let's see. Right as I release that, pops right out. Go ahead and tighten that down. Again, I'm going to use the socket, give me some leverage, make sure this is snug.